Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach NFL channel. In this video we're going to do the team lists Tuesday for round 26. Anticipating some big news. It is a little bit after 4 o'clock when I record this, but kind of forgot about team lists. But let's see who fronts up for the Panthers this week. But before we do that, we will quickly go through the Sportsdeck Dream Team. So 10:39 this week for myself. Which did see me fall down another 8 spots in the overall, so I think top 50 is gone. We might be doing well to stay in the top 100 the way we're falling, but it is what it is. So this week we had Connor Watson score us a 36. Payne Haas as captain was fantastic with an 86. Corey Hosborough with the 75 and Terrell May with the 72 were really good. Eli Katoa with a 56, Hudson Young with a 48, and Press with a 59 were good in the second row. And I've just noticed some of the outs. This is going to be carnage this week. Zaya on the bench with 53, Aaron Clark with a 46, and Nafahu White with a 42. In the halves we had Cleary and Katoa, 54, 58 respectively. We didn't play Purdue for his 46, so we may have lost out a bit there. The centres were quite good though, with Kiraz on 61, Karapani with the 77, Jaden Campbell with 57 was good. Tedesco was a bit flat with just a 22. Nawai Nitawase was good with a 51, and Adam Dewey with 3, unfortunately out for the season. And so in the game day this week, I was comfortably beaten by Hull White Star Oliver's team through to the grand final with an 11.67. So, you know, Tommy Turbo with a 102, Reece Walsh with a 99, doing most of the damage there. Drinky with a 66 as well. So, you know, compared to like a 22 for Tedesco, it was never in doubt. And I think that was the top score for the league. So well done, Oliver. We'll have a look how that sets him up overall as well. So it's Shane and Oliver this week in the GF. It'd be interesting to see with all the outs how they go. But Oliver up 11 spots into 22nd overall, 300 points clear on top. So we'll definitely win out in the league. Like I said, I'm hoping I can just get top 100. So as I said, looks like a lot of the teams are in, a couple missing, but we are going to be missing a couple, it would seem, this week. Don't know what happened with Katoa. We'll have a look at team list in a minute. Cleary out, Hines in, Purdue on. So I'm assuming they're all playing, and I guess Jed Stewart. I mean, Fletcher Hunt did play on the weekend, but I think we'll back Stewart. Might just put Campbell in the flex because it looks nicer that way. So I might be running, hang on, I've only got 16, so I might need Fletcher Hunt to get up just to get 17 on the park this week, or 18. I do have 17 with the flex. Cool, so let's have a look at those team lists now. So Adam Reynolds there is an interesting one. I thought he was done with the hamstring, but he's back. So the Bulldogs, Panthers, so I guess this one's already created a bit of news, but the Bulldogs looking pretty well as per the program. No Viliami Kickout, so Josh Curran comes in on the edge. And Saluka Fafita comes in on the bench for Harry Hayes. And then the Panthers reserve grade team this week. So Dane Laurie, Alamotti and Jesse McLean on the wings. Fanua and Farley, don't think they've played first grade yet. Colin Schneider, the backup halves. Summerton, Patia, Austin Diaz, you know, Mav Geyer starting in Eisenhuth. So, yeah, look at all the ins and I guess look at all the outs. So Harry Hayes out for 6 weeks. That's stiff. He's been so good this season. And Viliami Kikau in hospital with this skin infection. So that's yuck. So 16 players. Not sure who was the one that played last week. Good luck working it out. Warriors, Eels. So for the Warriors, not a lot of shocks throughout. Maybe Valmega starting. Has that been the case? There's no outs, so it's the same. And I didn't see any outs listed there for the Eels either. So 1 to 17 there. Storm Roosters. For the Storm, Pappenhausen. Yeah, I think he was back already. Kane Bradley and Tui Malatu Brown. Has he played first grade before? It doesn't really say. So who's out this week? Katoa, Grant, King. So it looks like just a lot of resting by the looks of it. So Storm locked in the top 4. So going with that. So I guess that might make things a bit tough for some of us. And for the Roosters, so I can see Sandon Smith there. No Sam Walker. Why is that? Oh, concussion. Okay, so misses a week. So unlucky for those that bought in Sam Walker last week. I don't think he scored too well either with the concussion, now that I think about it. So there we go. Raiders, Tigers. So the Raiders, despite being top of the table, not going down the resting route. Sav Tamale comes back in for Xavier Savage, who sounds like he might be done for a while with the shoulder. Other than that, I don't think there's any real surprises. And for the Tigers, Latu Finu comes in for Adam Dewey at 7. Stafford Toa, I think he missed last week, didn't he? He's back, potentially. Yeah, so Brent Naden on the extended bench. There you go. Dragons, Seagulls. So the Dragons, pretty much the same as last week, I would have thought. Oh, no for Tyler Mariner. Who's in for him? Luciano Leilua. Yep. Oh, Murdoch Masilla, 18th man. Cool. And for the Seagulls, pretty much business as usual there. Nice. Cowboys, Broncos. So Adam Reynolds on the extended bench, so one to keep an eye on. I guess if he comes in, one of Billy Walters, or probably Billy Walters, will revert to the bench, and maybe Smoothie will drop out there. But for the Cows, don't think there's anything too much to report there. Sharks, Knights. Oh, KL Iro. He was due back around this time of year. So could be a super pod if you've got any trades left, guys. I do not, but he would be the trade-in of the week, I'd imagine. Especially up against the Knights, who have been struggling of late. Jesse Colquhoun in for Cam McInnes, which is massive. I think that's what it was last week. Oh no, he got injured last week. Oh, that's right, they had the bye. So we're hoping he was a bit cheap for next year, but he might play some decent minutes in the 13. And for the Knights, so Fletcher Hunt was on the wing. There you go. So he's back again. Same team as last week, according to this, although Greg Marzu is there on the bench. Vitano in the reserves as well. So a couple to watch out there. Dolphins and Titans, I think this is about the last game, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll just cheat and have a look down here. So Fini Furiaki, Max Fiernay out. So Trey Fuller named at fullback, which is great if you're on him. Lemuelu would come into the starting team there. Probably Josh Kerr on the bench or something like that, I'd imagine. And the Titans. So Keanu Kinney's still coming off the bench. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they line up next year with Josh Hannay coming into the fold. You'd imagine that Brimson will drop into the 5'8" spot, Kinney back to fullback, that sort of thing. But I think that's really about it. So the big news, again, it was sort of predicted earlier, but all the Panthers are out basically. But quite a few of the Storm guys getting rested as well for different things. So yeah, so Coates, Meaney, Katoa, Josh King getting rested. I think Harry Grant was suspended, so that was going to happen either way. Yeah, so interesting stuff there. But we'll wrap the video up. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the team list content. Not that there's too much left of it for this year. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.